Dortmund's big game against Barcelona a little bit later on in the programme, and PSG will take on Aston Villa. More sport for me a little bit later on.
Hi, Ivan, thank you. Cocaine exports from Ecuador hit a record high last year, making it the world's largest exporter, despite not producing the drug. Ecuador sits between Colombia and Peru, two of the world's biggest cocaine producers. So its ports have become key trafficking hubs, especially to Europe, where demand is rising. It's led to soaring violence. January this year was one of the country's bloodiest on record. The BBC spoke with people across the country, from gang members working for the Albanian mafia to Ecuador's president, who all urge Europe to curb cocaine use. Here's our South America correspondent, Ione Wells.
I'm at one of the biggest ports in Guayaquil. It is absolutely huge and full of shipping containers that are being collected and dropped off by trucks here. These are mostly full of goods headed for Europe.
I was their contact outside the port. I knew the guards, the transport drivers who worked with the shipping containers, also the CCTV camera supervisors who control the security inside the port.
This man is a member of Latin Kings, one of Ecuador's biggest drug gangs. He wanted to remain anonymous, so he changed his voice. He was recruited by a corrupt anti-drugs police officer to help the Albanian mafia, a powerful international criminal network that dominates Europe's cocaine trade. His role? To help them contaminate shipping containers with cocaine.
A mí me llaman y me dicen, queremos mandar 500 Albanians will call me and say, we want to send 500 kilograms of drug in a container. I will have the contact for the person who was going to move the container, cut it, open it, put it in the blocks of drug, and put it back.
He told me he regrets the collateral damage of what he's done. It's not easy to stop.
Todo por mor. Everything is done because of our threat of death. If you don't accept a job the Albanian mafia has asked for, they will kill you.
Ecuador doesn't produce cocaine, but its huge ports provide a shipping route for gangs to traffic drugs to Europe. And it's not just gangs and smugglers involved. Some ordinary workers unknowingly become part of the trade.
The first warning sign was when I went into the warehouse to pick up the cargo, and there was nothing else there.
This truck driver once picked up a shipment of tuna to take to the port.
About 2 months later, the news came out that those containers had been seized in Amsterdam. Inside the tuna containers, apparently there were drugs. We never knew. The issue of contamination is more frequent now. That makes us more vulnerable to those criminals. If you don't accept and you don't contaminate the container, you have two options. Leave the job or end up there.
All the police at this port who are checking containers and crates of bananas and other goods are heavily armed. And that's because if they find drugs, the chances are somebody who works at this port will be complicit. Somebody will be working with the gang. So if drugs found, it could trigger a violent incident.
La cantidad total de droga que
The total amount of drugs has increased.
Major Cueva from the National Police coordinates these searches here.
Las incautaciones
Seizures of drugs in Ecuador exceeded 300 tons in the past year. That was a record year we have had here in the country so far. There has been about a 30% increase in seizures headed for Europe in recent years.
The UK has the second highest rate of cocaine use in the world, something they asked Ecuador's President Daniel Noboa about.
I think there should be programs in each country to tackle this issue, to reduce consumption, because the whole chain that ends up in the UK fund is a lot of violence, involves a lot of violence. So what's fun for a single person, probably 20 homicides on the way.
Striking how similar the message from the President is to the message of the drug gang members at the heart of the war.
So what happens is people buy drugs in Europe, it will always come from here. Where should we tackle this problem first? There, where they consume it, where they sell it most.
report by South America correspondent Ione Wells. Well, I guess we took me a little bit early in the programme. I talk about nothing else. About Arsenal's win last night against Real Madrid. Bujumbura in Uganda. He says, another listener yesterday said that James would be crying today. He did mention there'd be tears of joy. However, James, hurry up, have a drink on me because those guns will fall silent at the runabout.
Oh, game on!
They're going to come back. We will see. We'll come on that. And indeed, more good stories. Here it is.
This is BBC World Service. Speaks to the author Michelle Leclerc. Scary monsters.